Today, I'm ranking the top Medicare supplement plans for 2024, so stay tuned. When it comes to Medicare supplement plans or Medigap plans, those two words mean the same thing. We're talking about the secondary insurance that supplements your traditional Medicare benefits. Now, these plans are lettered plans, just like the parts of Medicare have letters. These Medigap plans also have letters which designate how the plans work. It can seem kind of confusing when you're looking at them all together, but when you really break it down, there's only a few plans that actually make sense to purchase. And there's really only a few plans that are going to be a good value for most people in 2024. So before we break down the top Medicare supplement plans for 2024, just want to review that there are a few things that will always be true for any Medicare supplement plan, no matter which plan letter you choose or which insurance carrier you choose. And the first thing is that these plans are non-network plans. So even if you choose, say, Aetna for your Medicare supplement plan, you don't have to go to Aetna doctors. These Medicare supplement plans are secondary to traditional Medicare benefits. So when you go to the doctor or hospital, you're showing them your red, white, and blue Medicare card, and you can always go to any provider who accepts traditional Medicare. Even if that doctor said, we don't work with Aetna, and you have an Aetna Medicare supplement plan that's supplementing your traditional Medicare benefits, they'll still take your plan because they accept traditional Medicare. So that's one thing that's true on any Medicare supplement plan, is that these are non-network plans. On that same note, you'll never need referrals to see a specialist on these plans, and you won't be dealing with prior authorization. Again, it's you and your doctor working on your treatment plan, and as long as Medicare approves the service, it will always be covered by your Medicare supplement plan. Another thing about Medicare supplement plans is that the benefits never change. So if you sign up for, say, a Medicare Supplement Plan G this year, the benefits of that plan will never change. In fact, they're guaranteed renewable for life. So that means that you will always keep your same benefit Plan G for as long as you want to, as long as you continue to pay your plan premium. So in 2024, the top Medicare supplement plans that we're going to see most people choosing to enroll in will be Plan G, Plan N, or Plan G high deductible. So today we're going to talk a little bit about those three plans and how they work and help you determine which plan might be the best fit for you. So ever since Medicare Supplement Plan F stopped being offered to any newly eligible Medicare beneficiaries as of the year 2020, Plan G has become the most comprehensive Medicare supplement plan that's available. On Plan G, you're responsible to pay your Medicare Part B deductible. This is a set deductible that changes every year. Right now, it's $226 per year. That'll probably change a little bit for 2024. We'll let you know as soon as those new numbers are released. But you have to pay that $226 Medicare Part B deductible before your plan kicks in. Now, on Plan G, after you've met that deductible, you have 100% coverage for all of your medical and hospital services. So you're not going to pay anything else out of pocket, no other deductibles or copays, if you have Medicare Supplement Plan G. It's very comprehensive coverage. Because of that, it's typically one of the most expensive Medicare supplement plans, so you're paying a higher monthly premium for it, but you have very complete coverage with very little out-of-pocket exposure. The next most popular plan is Medicare Supplement Plan N. This plan is very similar to Plan G. There are a few differences. I do go into a little bit more depth about specifically comparing Plan G to Plan N in this video up here. Be sure to watch that if you're trying to decide between those two plans, because I go into a little bit more depth about some things that you might want to consider long-term when you're making that choice. On Medicare Supplement Plan N, you also have to meet the Medicare Part B deductible, just like you would on Plan G. But after you've met the deductible on Plan N, you still may pay copays for things like doctor's office visits or an emergency room visit if you're not admitted to the hospital. Those copays are up to $20 for doctor's office visits and capped at $20. Up to $50 for an ER visit and capped at $50 for that. So that's the first thing that makes Plan N a little bit different, is you do have that copay responsibility for certain office visits. The next thing that makes Plan N a little bit different is that Plan N does not cover Medicare Part B excess charges. Now, Medicare Part B excess charges are extremely rare and highly unlikely. However, if you want some more information about Medicare excess charges and how they work, I would suggest you watch that Plan G versus Plan N video or this other video that I have that talks all about Medicare excess charges and really goes into depth about that. The data shows that excess charges are very rare and that most Medicare beneficiaries will never see one. Also, when it comes to Medicare Part B excess charges, they are illegal in a few states, like the ones you see listed on the screen here. So in those states, they're never going to be an issue, and it definitely makes sense to consider Medicare Supplement Plan N. That being said, that's the other thing that makes Plan N different. So because you do have this little bit more potential for out-of-pocket exposure on Plan N, you'll often see that the Plan N monthly premium costs are going to be lower than on Medicare Supplement Plan G. And the third plan that I'll mention is Medicare Supplement Plan G High Deductible. So Plan G also has a high deductible version. And currently the deductible on this high deductible Plan G is $2,700 per year. Now that can change over time, but right now that's the set deductible. If you have a high deductible Plan G, you pay the Medicare cost share for your Part A and B services. So you pay the Medicare Part A deductible if you go into the hospital, you pay the Medicare Part B deductible for medical services, you pay your Medicare Part B 20% coinsurance, and you pay any other Medicare Part A or B coinsurance or cost share amounts until you've gotten to that high deductible. At that point, the high deductible Plan G kicks in and covers you at 100%. Something else that you really want to keep in mind when you're choosing your Medicare supplement plan is that in most states, these plans are medically underwritten plans. So what does that mean? It means that the insurance company can ask you a series of health questions and they can look at your health history. And based on how you answer the health questions or what they find in your health history, they could deny your application for coverage. Now, they can never do this when you're brand new to Medicare Part B. Everyone gets a 6-month window based on their Medicare Part B effective date in which they can apply for any Medicare supplement plan with any company and they'll always be approved. After that window closes, you may have to pass through medical underwriting if you want to get a new Medicare supplement plan or if you want to change your Medicare supplement plan. And that goes for changing from one insurance company to another or changing from one plan letter to another. Medical underwriting may apply. Now, there are a few states that have some special guaranteed issue rules. So in those states, you may not have to pass through medical underwriting. But again, in most states, if you ever want to change your plan down the road, it's likely that medical underwriting will apply. So when you're choosing a Medicare supplement plan, you really want to keep in mind not only your needs today and what your health is like today, but what it might be like in the future. You know, do you have a family history of certain chronic conditions that may prevent you from passing through medical underwriting to change your plan later on? In which case, you may want to choose the plan now that you would want to keep long term. So when we're talking about these different plan letters, Plan G, Plan N, etc., it's important to know that the benefits are always exactly the same no matter which insurance company you choose. These plans are standardized. So the benefits of Plan N with Blue Cross Blue Shield is going to be the same exact Plan N as it would be with United Healthcare, let's say, for example. The benefits are always the same, but the different insurance companies can charge you different premiums for that same exact plan. And additionally, the different insurance companies can raise your rates at different percentages every year. So just as important, if not more important than which plan letter you choose for your Medigap plan, is which insurance company you decide to go with for your Medicare supplement plan. So that's where an independent brokerage like us, we can really help you with that. We work with over 30 different insurance companies. We're licensed in almost every state, and we have the insider knowledge about which insurance companies are raising rates at higher or lower percentages every year, which insurance carriers are easier to work with, harder to work with, etc. A service like ours is completely free. There is no charge to call us up and get a free no obligation quote for Medicare supplement rates in your area. And if you do decide to work with an independent broker like us, again, free service, and you get that policy service for life. We're here to help you and be your point of contact on your Medicare supplement policy. So of course, we'd love to help you if you want to give us a call. I hope this video helped to summarize the top Medicare supplement plans for you for 2024. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you soon.